Hi everyone. You're just going to make yourself comfortable, whether you're sitting, kneeling or cross-legged, or even on a chair. If you find either of those poses difficult, you can just bring a chair up for this first part of the practice, as long as we're sitting with a nice straight spine. So I often suggest elevating the hips with a brick. I'm just sitting on my brick, and you can sit on your block whether you're cross-legged or kneeling. And it helps the hips to be in line with the knees, or maybe a little bit higher than the knees. And then the pelvis can be in a more neutral position. And then the spine can lift nicely out of the pelvis. And then we can soften the shoulders a little bit. And then we're going to turn the palms up towards the sky and close down the eyes. You might just keep your palms open in a receptive kind of way, or you might just bring the thumbs and the index fingers lightly to touch the tips, making little circles. And this just helps to kind of center yourself into your own energy and your own space. Maybe you've just woken up into this practice, or maybe you've come to it later in the day. But this is going to just be a gentle 20-minute practice to bring us into our bodies. To bring us into our breath. Out of the head, the what ifs, the things that have happened. And just into the present moment. I'm going to start with some deeper breaths. So starting to bring your inhale down into your belly, filling your belly up. And then as you exhale, softening the belly, emptying out. Your inhale fills you up, belly, ribs. And your exhale empties you. The ribs soften, the belly softens. And just keep that going. The breath being the direct link between the mind and the body, the thing that can bring the two together. Now, wherever you are in your breath cycle, just empty out again. Empty your lungs. We're going to breathe together. The next inhale. So when you're ready, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for a second. And then exhale, 2, 3, 4. Stay empty for a second. Then inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Stay empty. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, stay empty, 2, 3, 4. One more time, in, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, stay empty, 2, 3, 4. And then just let your normal breath come back, still deeper, but you don't have to hold the breath. Just let your in and your exhales flow. And you can open your eyes gently, but still keeping your gaze soft. We're going to inhale and lift the arms out and up. Palms touch overhead, look up. And then exhale, hands come back through center to the heart. Inhale again, lift the arms up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands through center, back to heart. And as I said, this can be done just on your chair if you're sitting on a chair. Keep it going. Inviting more energy into your body. With every exhale, letting go of stagnancy, tension, stress within the system. Okay, and then we're just going to bring the right hand down. So if you're sitting on a chair, you might just hold the right side of the chair. If you can reach the floor, fingertips down. Inhale, lift your left arm up. And then exhale, take a side stretch. Over to that right side, feeling into your left side body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Use your next inhale to come back up. And swap sides. Reaching over. And even reach through your fingertips. So I kind of straighten through my fingers and reach that extra little bit. Gives a little bit more of a stretch in the kind of the side of the arm, the armpit, and the side body. Take one more breath here. Inhale, come back up. And now twist. Right hand comes behind you. Left hand comes onto your right knee. And again, if you're on a chair, just hold somewhere on the right kind of back side of the chair, just so that you can twist. Feel that nice lift, that lengthening in the spine. And that gentle massage of your organs. One more breath here. Using your exhale to turn back to center. Taking an inhale. And then exhale to twist the other way. Staying for a few breaths. The hand behind you is just like a teepee. Okay, so your fingertips are down rather than the whole palm flat. So if we have the palm flat, we tend to kind of sink back when we want to keep the spine really elevated and long. And let's turn back to center again as we exhale. Now you're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder, finding a nice opening in the left side of your neck. And you might have to find that by lifting the chin slightly up or slightly down, but just find a juicy spot in the neck. Even when I'm not reminding you to, you're taking deep breaths into wherever you feel the sensation in the body. And that differs depending on each pose that we're doing. The inhale, we send awareness to that area. And the exhale, we consciously let go of tension. Okay, inhale, lift the head back to center. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Find a nice juicy spot in the right side of your neck. Again, you might dip the chin or lift the chin slightly. Becoming really well acquainted with your breath. We're going to start to just roll the head forward, chin towards chest, and then back over to the other side, and then back, and then all the way around. So you're just making circles with the head, just as big or as small as feels appropriate. And then just change the direction of your circles, go the other way a couple of times. Okay, bringing the head back to center. We're going to come now onto all fours. So if you're on a chair, you're going to move it to the side and come down onto your yoga mat. Put your brick to the side. Let's come to tabletop. And just to warm up the shoulders a little bit, check first your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. And then you're just going to kind of drop your chest down between the arms. Okay, and then you're going to push back up. So the chest lowers, the arms kind of lift back into their sockets, and then you push the ground away and spread the shoulder blades. Okay, so the shoulder blades kind of move into the middle as you drop the chest down, and then you push the ground away as the shoulder blades spread apart. And just do that one more time. You can take a few goes to get this, but once you get it, you'll have it. Okay, and then keeping that pushed up position, so the shoulder blades are spreading apart across the upper back. Got a little bit of space behind the heart. You're going to drop your belly and lift your tailbone, your chest and your chin. Take an inhale, and then exhale round the back, drawing the belly in, chin towards the chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, chest and chin. And then exhale, rounding the back. 2 more. Inhale, cat-cows. This extension of the spine as the belly drops, and this flexion of the spine as the belly draws in. And then coming back to your tabletop, bring the big toes together, take the knees wide, sink your bum back to a child's pose, reach your arms out. Rest your head down. Take 2 full breaths. Use your next inhale to come back up. Tabletop. Knees come back to hip distance apart. Toes tuck under. We're going to lift up to a downward facing dog. Stretching out the legs. And then just straightening one leg and lowering the heel and bending the opposite knee. And just getting a little bit of extra stretch in that straight leg. And then swapping sides. Doing the other one. And then swapping sides again. And when you've done both 2 times, just bend your knees a bit and push your hips back. And try and lower your heart down so the heart is kind of moving towards the knees. Again, opening it across the chest. Fingers are spread, you're pressing down through your index finger and your thumb mainly, but then your other fingertips too. Inhale, look up towards your hands. And let's step that right foot through. Help it through if it doesn't reach by itself. Drop the left knee. So we're in a low lunge. You want a right angle of that front leg. So front knee in line with front ankle. Untuck the back toes. And just take a moment here, just feeling down into the hips. Send a breath down. Okay, and then we're going to straighten out that front leg, walking the hands back so the toes point up towards the sky. Take another breath here. As you inhale, come forward again, back to that lunge. Tuck the back toes, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Other side, so look between the hands, left foot steps through, help it through, drop the right knee. Low lunge. You can keep the hands down or bring them onto the knee, it's up to you. Send a full breath down to the hips. And then straighten out. That leg, toes up towards the sky, so that left foot flexes. There might still be a bend in the knee if it feels too intense to straighten. And you can always have your hands on blocks if you need to be up a bit higher. Next, exhale, come back forward again. Hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale and rock forward to a plank position. Feet slide a little bit back to give you space. Exhale, lower the knees first and then roll forward onto your belly. Point your toes, press through your pubic bone as you inhale and lift up, little baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck toes, push back, downward facing dog. Now we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet, so you end up just in a nice dangling position at the back of your mat. Hold on to your elbows, bend your knees a bit. Feet can come a bit wider apart if you feel too tight in the legs. Knees can be very bent if you feel tight in the legs. And just let the weight of your body and gravity lengthen your spine. One more breath here. And releasing your hands down. Walk them back forward towards down dog. And then walk your feet forward to the top of the mat. So we're going to do a forward fold at the top of the mat now. But this time we're going to bring the hands behind the body, interlace the fingers, and see if you can draw the shoulders back. And lift the hands a little bit away from the body. Don't worry if you can't, just that action of kind of drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And the arms down the back will give you a stretch. Just staying for one more breath here. And then releasing your hands down towards your feet. Inhale, take your halfway lift. And then exhale, hands come back down. Step back to your plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, lower down your knees. Come onto your belly. Inhale, take your cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck toes, push back. Downward facing dog. And then lower your knees down. Spin your legs out to one side so you can sit your bum back. And then bring your legs out in front of you. We're just going to come into a little boat pose. So see if you can lift your feet from the floor, kind of balancing on your sit bones. You can either hold behind the knees and try and draw the shoulders back and draw the belly in, chest lifted. Or you can do the same, but bring your arms alongside the legs. Staying for one more breath. And then releasing the toes. Slide the bum a little bit more in towards the feet and then lower down onto your back. Take a big breath in. A big breath out through the mouth. Do that again. And now we're going to bring the arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Heels might walk in a little bit closer to the hips, just so you could maybe just about touch your heels with your fingers. You're going to come into a little bridge pose. So as you inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips up towards the sky. Squeeze your glutes a little bit in, as well as your lower belly. But don't forget to really press through the feet so the legs are working. Breathe into your spine, that rounding in the lower back. You might balloon out your belly with your breath. And then slowly lower your spine back down. We're going to shuffle the bum just slightly over to the right side of the mat. Lift the feet off the floor, bring the knees together, and then take a reclined twist. So take both knees over to the left as you look out to the right. Just staying for 2 breaths. Inhale as you turn your head back to center, and maybe lift that top knee first and then the bottom knee back to center. Shuffle your bum slightly to the left, pick your feet up, bring your knees together, and then take your knees over to the right. Recline twist the other way. Head looks the opposite way to the knees. Breathe into your belly. Breathe into sensation wherever it is. Your next inhale, turn the head back to center. Maybe lift that top leg first, followed by the bottom, and then hug your knees in towards your chest. And rock from side to side. And lift your head maybe towards your knees. And then release, coming into your Shavasana, the final position. Just spend a couple of minutes. So your legs might be a bit wider than mat width apart. Your hands a bit wider from the body, palms facing up. Maybe your tips of your thumbs and the tips of your index fingers lightly touch as you close the eyes. See how much you can relax in a short space of time. Letting the back of your body really sink down. The front of your body opens up, receptive and soft. And think of a word that represents a state of being for yourself, an intention for the rest of your day or evening. How do you want it to be? Focused or peaceful or slow? Just set that intention. And then you can start to deepen your breath again. Breathing in that word, that state of being you just connected to. Rolling over now onto one side. And then gently pressing yourself up to a seated position again. And bringing your hands together at your heart in gratitude for taking this time for yourself to move, to breathe, and to connect. Bowing your head towards your heart. Namaste.